It is Sunday night, and you know what that means. It is the Sunday Night League, and we are here at Dragon Trail Gardens for round number 1 of Season 3 of GTE. We're back with a brand new season, brand new drivers, and brand new cars for what has been a fantastic series so far. Series 1 and 2 went down to the wire, and we're waiting for the current champion. He's making them wait. Matt Psycho has joined Ford in a pairing that sees him combined with Sarlek and Chris Boo, but unfortunately Sarlek isn't here, so Yokas is a reserve for this season. We'll go through all the lineups for you right now. So Aston Martin are represented this time, though. It is not with the Vantage. That was a bit of a disappointment in Season 1. It is now with the DBR9. And Mika is back as a team boss. It's her first time as a GTE boss. And she has got GT87 Cinemod, who's had a best result of 5th twice. We've got Spekmir, who came 3rd at the Nürburgring 24 Hours in the GT class, and we've got GT87 Tiger, who unbelievably, after finishing 3rd in season number 2, is a reserve for this season. The way the driver market turned out, he is on the bench, but he's stepped up. He is replacing Cool Duboy for this race. Cool Duboy, the winner of the Nürburgring 24 Hours a couple of weeks ago. So then we've got BMW, and they are led by Gasman. He has got the impressive Penguino, who came 4th last season. He's had a 2nd place into his name. Then we've got the impressive De Will as well. He got 2 seconds, a 3rd, and 2 fastest laps on his debut at SNL last season. Then we have got Speed Hunter, MFT Speed Hunter, who makes his full series debut. He came 2nd in the GT class at the Nürburgring 24. Ford, as we've mentioned before, represented by Sarlak, the current 2-time champion Matt Psycho, who is unbeaten in 5 races. He won every race in Season 2. And Chris Boo returns as a driver for Ford, and they have Pat, who returns as a team boss this season. Jaguar are represented by the most beautiful team boss, that is Mrs. Jam. Wolfbane leads that charge. He is back as a full-time driver, and he is joined by Rob on drums, who got pole position in the first round last time in Season 2. Wolfbane has had a 2nd and a 3rd on his clock, and they are joined by Victory Reigns, who makes his debut at SNL, so he is looking for victory, just like his name. And then finally we have Endurance Nut, and he has got the Mercedes AMG, and this lineup is causing a big stir in the paddock. We've got Illusion, winner of 3 races, 2 pole positions, 2 fastest laps. We've got Silent Wolf, who came 2nd by 2 points in Season 1, a win and 3 second places, as well as a pole position, and the ever impressive Bunnies in the 99 car. He's had 4 third places. He came 3rd in Season 1, he came 6th in Season 2, but that was with a race missing. So we've got an incredible lineup of cars in the Mercedes AMG, the Jaguar F-Type, the Ford Mustang, the BMW M6, and the Aston Martin DBR9. Thank you everybody that is joining so far. We are getting ready for qualifying, so I'll just check and make sure I can see everybody on the grid. It looks like I can. Yes, I can. I can see everybody, so let's turn all of this on and let's start qualifying right away for the first round of season number 3 of GTE. We will get it underway as soon as I type this message. We'll talk about tyres as people go around. So there we go. Lots of chat in the messages as well. I'll get round to that. So, thank you everybody that is joining us. Like, share and subscribe. Evening Mika. Mika is there. in the chat. We're on board with Silent Wolf as we're going round this circuit. We'll talk about the tyres. Good evening, Endurance Nut. Good evening, Tiny Terror, who is a reserve as well. Cool Dude Boy is in. He can't race today, but he's saying good luck to the Aston Martin boys. Good evening, says Pat. Good evening, says Daz as well. Fantastic to see Daz in the chat as well. He's unfortunately unable to race with us. He's got commitments during the week and is racing elsewhere, so one league for him. Oh no, Chris Tanner has left the room. Hopefully he can get back into the chat. So that is Speed Hunter. So Silent Wolf at the moment is taking us around this circuit. We're at the twisty end of it right now. Hi everyone, hi Jam, says Mama Sykes. Mama Sykes is back cheering her boy. Her boy might be in for a challenge this season. But let's talk about the tyres. Now, the team bosses have a choice of 2 tyre compounds, and they have 3 choice: soft, medium and hard. And it's all set. You have 3 sets of 3 races you can use the soft tyres, 5 races you can use the mediums, and 2 races you can use the hards. And every team has decided to use the mediums here, and the following teams have chosen the softs. So Aston Martin, BMW and Jaguar are all using the softs, and the hard tyres are being used by Ford and Mercedes. So tactical changes being seen there by the Ford team led by Pat and Endurance Nuts Mercedes team. So there we go, we can see cars coming into the pits. They're coming in for softer tyres. You can see Silent Wolf though is on those mediums, so he is in the red Mercedes. Let's have a look. He's followed by Illusion in the other Mercedes, so the number 2 Mercedes following the number 5. Chris Boo there in the Ford. He's on the Mustang mediums as well, so he's on the softest tyre he can be on. Yorkas has just run wide into turn 1 and overtaken by Tiger, who's in the Aston Martin on soft tyres. He's just come out of the pits. Wolfbane has had a penalty coming out of the pit lane. It would look like Penguino doing his outlap too. He's in the blue car actually for BMW now. So BMW Project X. Very nice livery there. The Castrol Jaguar of Wolfbane. De Will in the yellow BMW. We'll get used to these new colours. These new cars as well. Rain is there in the Castrol Jaguar. He's on medium tyres. De Will, as we've seen. Rob on drums on his outlap on soft tyres. Bunnies is on mediums coming through in the red Mercedes. All red for Bunnies. Cinnamod in his Aston Martin coming through. De Will slowing down. Matt Psycho there last on the track as it stands at the moment. So we haven't got Speed Hunter on track. So Speed Hunter for BMW isn't here. Hopefully he can get there. 1:31.5 already for Silent Wolf. What does his teammate do? He's had a mistake. He's slower by 5.5 seconds. Chris Boo goes across the line. He goes into 2nd place. Tiger, he's on an outlap. Yokas has made a mistake as well. It looks like Penguino is behind him on an outlap. Wolfbane on an outlap as well. Specnier, what can he do in his first run? He does a 1:34.4 on the mediums. Victory Rain does a 1:33.2 on the medium tyres. Matt Psycho puts his Mustang on pole. So, a statement of intent by Matt Psycho already. Putting himself on pole, but he runs wide through turn number 1. It's not the best of exits. He's had a poor exit there. That's that lap over with. Silent Wolf then. What can he do in response? He's on the medium tyres. So Ford and Mercedes are running mediums as their softest option. So we'll expect pole position to be quicker than what these guys can run, maybe. The soft tyres though are looking very, very fragile around this circuit. Silent Wolf currently 2nd on the grid. What can he do though? And he improves. He's a 10th on Matt Psycho, but does not match him. Let's have a look at Victory Rain. He is in that Jaguar. The Jaguar team are running the soft tyres, so he could pop in at some point and set a time on his soft tyres. Let's see what he does though. Debut. Oh, Illusion has gone onto pole position. in the Mercedes. He beats Matt Psycho's time. Wolfbane puts himself up into 4th place in the Jaguar. Tiger puts himself up into 5th. Victory Rain does improve but drops to 6th, 7th. Oh! Cinnamod up into 5th place in the Aston Martin. So I think we're going to have a very tight grid. As De Will puts himself into 2nd for BMW. Hopefully Speed Hunter can get back into the lobby. He's lost connection, it would seem. Matt Psycho coming into the pits. He's wanting some fresh boots. Putting the mediums on again. So straight away, you can see all the different nationalities we have. I say that, there's all the British flags on that calendar. On that chart. But it's Illusion ahead of De Will at the moment. Sinmod in 6th. Tiger 7th. 8th is Reigns. Rob on drums is in 9th. He's on the soft tyres. Chris Boo is on the mediums in the Mustang. Bunnies is in 11th. He's on a better lap though for him. Yorkas is in 12th. Specmere is in 13th. And Penguino is in 14th. And Speed Hunter has joined us back on circuit. So he's back for the race. Can he get a lap in? Illusion still on pole. But De Will looking strong. Let's go down. We can see the cars up ahead. Coming down the back straight, De Will looking strong. Wolfbane coming into the pits. Let's see how long we've got on the clock. We've got over 3 minutes, a perfect amount of time to make a stop and come back out, it would seem. De Will then running a little bit wide on the exit of turn number 14. De Will then, he puts himself, less than 400ths of a second behind Illusion. Cementing himself in at 2nd place. Cinnamod has put himself back up a place. He's got himself into 4th place, just slightly ahead of Silent Wolf in the Mercedes. Silent Wolf looking like he's got a little bit of jittering happening in that Mercedes. Wolfbane on an out lap. Penguino puts himself up into 7th. Tiger is in 8th. He stepped into this car. He's a reserve, so he's got all the cars to drive this season. We'll be hoping season 4 he'll be on the grid full time. It is an absolute surprise that a driver of this quality is on the reserves, but it shows you how strong this field is. Victory Rain in 9th. He's on an out lap. He's on mediums again. As Yokas runs off the circuit in the background. Bunny's in 10th. 1.5 seconds off pole position. So you have got to be running. Yokas has left the room. Something's happened to Yokas. So Illusion at the moment on pole. But De Will is ahead. But I think De Will maybe got a little bit of traffic on this lap. Let's see what he does as he crosses the line. He goes on to pole by 200ths. Caleb Sonic Race Movie iRacing. Hello. Thank you for joining us at Sunday Night League. We're here every Sunday night. This is round number 1 of our GTE Championship. The Group 3 cars are out in force, and look how tight this grid is. There is less than just 6 tenths of a second between the top 7 cars. 8 tenths. Basically, if you want to be in the top 10, you have to be a second within pole. That is fantastic to see. The gap between all of these drivers is amazing. Now, Rob on drums in 13th place. Yokas is off for some reason, but let's see. What can Illusion do? He's going to cross the line now. Will he get pole position for Mercedes? His return in GTE. No, he does not. He does not get pole. Matt Psycho is not going to get pole either. He's getting the Horner Pat is getting the Horner style pot wall leg twitching. And it's only qualifying. It is only qualifying. We haven't got long left of the qualifying session. And in fact, we've only got 10 seconds left. Who can improve? Cinema puts himself... Oh, he puts himself into... Wolfbane has put himself into pole position right at the last minute. Oh no, I can't start the race. Ah, right. Speckmere, I can't see you. Speed Hunter, I can't see Speed Hunter. So, Speed Hunter we can't see, so the qualifying session is sort of running still. This is... Well, this is not ideal. So... It is, but... I'm going to have to log him off. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's left the room. Right. Let's see if he can get in. Let's wait for Speed Hunter. So, this is a disappointment. So we'll wait for Speed Hunter. So we'll have a look and we'll see what the grid looks like then. As Speed Hunter comes back. Speed Hunter will start at the back of the grid. We've got cars going backwards. So DeWill on pole. So DeWill managed to get pole. Wolfbane second. Illusion third. Cinemod fourth. Matt Psycho down in fifth place. Sixth is Silent Wolf. Seventh is Penguino. Eighth is Victory Rain. Ninth is Tiger. 10th is Speckmere. Look at that time. So it's 1.2 seconds for the top 10. 11th is Chris Boo. 12th is Bunnies. And 13th is Ramon Drums. They're the Jaguars altogether. We are just waiting for Speed Hunter to try and get back into the room. But if we can't see him, then we will have to just run the race without him. Thank you everybody who's been patient with us. We thought this was the end of these issues. I think that is Illusion doing some donuts. No, it's Bunnies doing some donuts, entertaining everybody. Illusion is there, so the Mercedes boys are just doing donuts, sorting out their medium tyres. Cinemod trying to join in. Matt Psycho sat there on the grid. There he is. That's a stylish little shot of the Mustang. So have we got 5 different cars in the top 5? Of course we have. It's GTE. So we've got the Mustang, we've got the Aston, we've got the Mercedes, we've got the Jaguar, and we've got the BMW. Of course we've got 5 cars in the top 5. They're all different. So just waiting for him. He's back, so we'll see if we can see Speckmere. We can see Speckmere, but can we see Speed Hunter? That will be the question. So hopefully he can enter as quick as he can. He's using a different account. So, here we go. field full of very nice looking cars, says Pat. It is a very nice field. So, cannot see him. And it says he's there. No, can't see him. So I cannot see you. So I'm just going to have to right. Let's see if everybody's ready for the race. So, is everybody ready? We'll get the race underway. We've only got 13 cars on the grid because Yocas and Speed Hunters did seem to merge. Look at that. VRC Yocas and Speed Hunter has left the room, so that is strange. It's a very weird combination. We've got 47 laps here at Dragon Trail Gardens, so we will get ready. Let's send the message. Good luck, everybody. We are starting the race. 47 laps of Dragon Trail, coming your way for season number 1 of season number 3 of GTE, round number 3. Let's see if it does its new trick as well, where it just makes me become someone as well. It's always quite fun. Boogity boogity boogity, let's go racing, to Pat. So, the lights, we can't see them. It's going to do this weird thing where I become DeWill, but we'll keep on board with DeWill. He's got a poor start because Wolfbane has got ahead, and going in to turn number 1, Illusion is going for the lead. So Illusion leads into the first chicane. Can we change the angle? Let's see what's happening through the field. Silent Wolf is 4th, 5th is Victory Reigns, 6th is Cinnamon, 7th is Bunnies, 8th is Chris Boone, 9th is Rob on Drums. Matt Psycho down in 13th with Penguino. Something has happened there for Matt Psycho. Let's go back into the stream as we have Illusion on the inside of Wolfbane. Take those driver names off. Wolfbane having the slide. He's got Silent Wolf attacking him. The 2 Mercedes drivers are going crazy. Victory Reign all over the place there with a bit of buffeting. DeWill in 5th. 6th is Bunny. 7th is Cinnamon. 8th is Chris Boot. 9th, Rob on Drums. 10th is Specmere. 11th is Tiger. Then it's Penguino and Matt Psycho at the back, which is going to be a challenge. Illusion leading then for Mercedes. That's not an ideal start, says Pat. It is not. So Illusion leads from Wolfbane with Silent Wolf chasing down Wolfbane. Let's have a look at the tyre situation as well when we get through this field. We've got 2 Jaguars and 2 Mercedes up the field, and Silent Wolf sliding his Mercedes, a little bit of a tap, but Wolfbane keeps ahead of his Wolf compatriot. But we've got Victory Reign right behind in the other Jaguar. So we've got 2 Jaguars at the front and 2 Mercedes. As the Mercedes of Silent Wolf is sliding everywhere. Does that mean that Reigns can get a good move up the inside? Yes, he can. He moves himself up into 3rd place. Silent Wolf drops down to 4th. What's the bit of contact there between the Jaguars? DeWill forcing Silent Wolf wide. And Bunnies is having a great start. He started down in about 12th place. He's got himself up into 6th. There's been some chaos, I believe, somewhere. Cinnamod in 7th. 8th is Chris Boone. 9th is Rob on drums. But he's got Specmere going round the outside of him. Specmere round the outside in that Aston Martin. Hopefully he stays the distance. 12th is Penguino. Matt Psycho down in 13th place. Something must have happened going into turn 1. But Illusion, at this moment in time, is leading the race for Mercedes. Back at the front. He won 3 races in Season 1. And is currently leading Yokas had a power shutdown. That is a strange thing. He will get disconnection points, as will Speed Hunter. But at this point in time, we have got Illusion leading from Reigns, from Wolfbane. So Jaguar 2-3 at this stage of the race. Fourth place is De Will in the BMW. He started on pole, but has dropped down a little bit. Silent Wolf is there as well. So Silent Wolf, saw him up in second place early on, but he's fighting De Will through turn one. He runs a little bit wide onto the curbs. As we see the Jaguars ahead, they close up very tight through the second and third chicane. All nose to tail. Bunnies has got himself there. Let's go on board with Bunnies. We tend to go on board with Bunnies for some reason. I don't know why, but the medium tyres are on Bunnies' car. The top six currently are all on mediums, as we can see Silent Wolf having a little look at De Will, but thinks better of it. They're all over the back of each other at the front of the field, whilst Illusion is pulling away from the Jaguars. 6.3 seconds ahead of his teammate Silent Wolf, looking for a move through the S's. That's a brave attempt for Silent Wolf. He's all over the place though. Bunnies is pushing behind, hoping to get past his teammate. There are 3 Mercedes in the top 6. We very rarely see this from a team in GTE, but they are 3 of the best drivers we've seen in GTE. Specmia has got himself up into 7th in the Aston Martin. Rob on drums is in 8th. 9th is Tiger. Matt Psycho has moved himself up into 10th place, so something has happened through the field. So Matt Psycho is there. Let's just see what the tyre situation is then for Specmia. He is on the medium tyres as well. Rob on drums on mediums. Is everybody on mediums? Tiger is on medium tyres. Matt Psycho is on the mediums. Penguino on medium tyres. Cinnamod is on the mediums. And Chris Boo is on mediums. Every single driver is on medium tyres, whether it's their softest tyre or their hardest tyre, but Penguino has gone off the circuit. The American having a mistake in turn 1. But the top 13, the 13 that are in this race are 23 seconds, but up ahead by 5.5 seconds at this time is Illusion. He's just set the fastest lap of a 1:30.7 in the Mercedes. Really pushing hard, pushing very hard though, riding the curbs on the exit of turn number 10. Coming through this triple apex corner of 12, 13 and 14, and then going down to the final corner. But let's have a look. Victory Rain has got ahead of Wolfbane in the Jaguar. Look how tight this pack is for second place. We've got 5 cars covered incredibly closely, so it's 6 seconds between, 3.5 seconds between these cars for second, third, fourth and fifth. Specmia is keeping them honest as well. It's keeping them on his radar in the Aston Martin. Tiger is setting his personal best as well. Matt Psycho is moving himself up into 9th place, trying to overtake Rob on drums into turn number 1. He does pass in the Mustang. So drivers on the soft tyres are expecting the softs to run out on lap number 9 or 10, so that's why we're seeing the medium tyres being used a lot through the field. These mediums probably will last about 13, 14, 15 laps. So if you're on the hards as well, you can make this a 2-stopper. I do like this track, but turn 1 can really catch you out, says Miko. It is a very tricky corner. It's forever turning. Cinnamod and Chris Boo are having a good scrap for 11th place. 2 drivers who are used to finishing higher up the field as well. So is Penguino. Again, it shows how tight this field is. We're 4 laps into the race. The whole field really is covered by 20 seconds, apart from Illusion that has got a 6-second lead over everyone. Illusion is just pulling away in his Mercedes. Endurance Nut will be watching this and be very happy at what he can see. We've already seen 2 retirements due to disconnections. with Speed Hunter and Jocas having issues, but they will get disconnection points, so that's 3 points for both of them as it stands. But if we have more disconnections, then that increases. But hopefully we will not, because so far we are having great time. Rain has got a 3.5 second lead over Wolfbane, so he's pulled a gap actually, to these cars fighting for third place. So Wolfbane currently in third in the Jaguar. He's been chased by DeWill. He's on board with the Frenchman. Finished second overall last season to Matt Psycho. He's looking at Wolfbane, who was a team boss at Alfa Romeo last season, but decided that was not for him after Alfa Romeo came fifth. Oh, DeWill has had a slide! Oh, and I think having a slide has just blocked Silent Wolf. No, Silent Wolf has got Speckmere on his tail, so Speckmere is up there, showing well in the Aston Martin as too, so oh, those Mercedes boys are really sliding that car. So Speckmere is in 6th place, with Bunnies in 7th. The Canadian watching all the chaos ahead of him, but keeping contact, keeping it cool. Matt Psycho in 8th place, a 1:31.4 for him on his last lap. He is lapping quicker than those ahead of him, so he will catch them up in maybe 5 laps time. Yes, he's lapping very quickly. You can see Wolfbane did a 1:34.1, so quite a few slow laps on lap number 5. So something must have happened between these drivers on lap number 5 to create the gap that we see to Victory Rain. Now he's on the medium tyres still, pushing hard. He's 7 seconds behind Illusion. Illusion is just using his car. He's doing 1:31.60, so Matt Psycho's on the pace. The Fords do look good in the red, blue and white livery. Very WEC-esque, says Endurance None. It is very much that way. So his red Mercedes of Illusion is leading the race. That's based on the AMG Red Pig, celebrating 55 years of AMG at the previous weekend at Spa Grand Prix. And then Victory Rain in the Castrol Jaguar, very reminiscent of the endurance cars that used to race in the 80s and early 90s. Having a good debut so far. 2nd place. 3.5 seconds ahead of his teammate Wolfbane. We've never actually had a team have 2 cars on the podium in GTE. So far Jaguar are 2nd and 3rd. Mrs. Jam will be very happy to see that. Bonus points for anyone who can tell me who Patrick Roger is. I know who he is, Mika, but I won't spoil it on the commentary. If you know, put it in the chat. Who is Patrick Roger? DeWill there in the BMW Project X inspired car that is Gasman's. He was on pole position. He's getting back into the rhythm though. 1:31.3. So these guys are getting back into the speed of things. Now you may notice that the tyre wear this season looks worse than it has been previously. It is a little bit worse, but not as bad as the graphic looks. They've updated the graphics and they're more accurate than they were before. So that is pretty much half the tyre left on the mediums. You can run them down to the bone now. So we've at last got tyre graphics that work. So there he is, Patrick. Tiny Sarah said the Red Pig ran around Spa to celebrate 55 years. Sadly, I was on a water run and missed it out. Yes, Tiny Terror was there at Spa, so was Wolfbane. I believe Paul Dubois was there as well. So Matt Psycho has caught the back of this pack up now. He's doing 1:30.8, so he's on the pace of the leader. So something must have happened, as I say, into turn 1. It's really put the cat amongst the pigeons. Matt Psycho is going to have to do some damage limitation, or we never know. The rain could save him, although it looks very sunny here at Dragon Trail Gardens. Rob on drums there in 9th in the Jaguar. He's 27 seconds now behind the race leader. Cinnamod in 10th in his Aston Martin with the Patrick Roger livery. Who is Patrick Rogers? Or Patrick Rogers, should I say? No? Mika has got a bonus point for him. It will not be official in the GTE Championship standings, but you can have a bonus point from Mika. It's worth a lot of money, I'm sure. Penguino there in 11th place, not having the best of runs as it stands. But again, a bit of an issue at the start of the race. Penguino wasn't expecting to race this season, but he is racing here. He's fighting Chris Boo, going down into the hairpin of turn number 6. And Chris Boo's got a good exit, actually. Let's go on board with Chris Boo. Endurance Note says quack chocolate question mark in response to Mika's question about Patrick Roger. Doing well to keep the Ford behind him. Jokas in the Ford has had to retire due to disconnect, so has Speed Hunter in the BMW for a disconnect as well. So BMW and Ford not having the best of starts in terms of the championship. Tiger down in 13th place. Let's have a look. He had a 1:44.8 on lap number 5, so that was where he lost all his time. But Illusion currently just flying away with it. But look at his tyres. They're more worn than rain, but about the same as Wolfbane. So actually, they're pushing these tyres very hard to begin with. Are we going to see multiple stops here? We might see 3-stop races. It is indeed. He is a French chocolatier, says Mika. There we go. So Endurance Nut gets the bonus point, but it won't go towards Mercedes total in the team championship. Although, will they need it? They have got 3 cars still in the top 6. Endurance Nut says, yay! Endurance Nut still has a Corvette picture on his profile. He may need to change that to now Mercedes. So Victory Reign, debut in SNL. He's not raced with us before. He's currently in 2nd place. Looking very strong, but he is 8.5 seconds away from Illusion. So Illusion is running away with this in the Mercedes. He's looking fantastic. Oops, says Endurance, that he didn't realise that he's still waving the colours of Corvette. But De Will is all over the back of Wolfbane in the Jaguar. De Will in the BMW, but the Jaguar having better traction out of the final corner. Also, it's really difficult to make a move into turn 1 here. You're really making your moves into turn 6 at the hairpin, because turn 1 is a long left-hander. You can see it here. We'll go on board with De Will, I think. Wolfbane maybe ran wide on the exit, and then turn number 2 is this left-hander, then the right-hander, and then the left of the chicanes of 3-4. Wolfbane using a bit more of the curve than De Will, using that Jaguar, pouncing over the curbs, and we've got Silent Wolf right behind us. We can see him in the mirror in the red and black Mercedes. So the pressure is on. This is racing at the top level. Here at the Sunday Night League, you cannot make mistakes. Drivers will be on you. Silent Wolf is all over the back of De Will, who is all over the back of Wolfbane. You cannot call this podium. As it stands, Silent Wolf falling wide again through the corners though, using a lot of curve. Those tyres are looking very worn on Silent Wolf's car though. Bunnies is in 6th. His car looking a lot better on its tyres. Speckmere is in 7th, and Matt Psycho has climbed his way up into 8th place and onto the back now of Speckmere. He is on the pace of the race leader Illusion. You will be thinking, well, if it wasn't for what happened into turn number 1, I would be having a lot better race. I would be pushing for the win, but here I'm having to do some fighting with other drivers. In fact, Matt Psycho is coming into the pits. Matt Psycho very early into the pits then, on medium tyres in the Mustang. He's deciding to do an undercut, it would seem, trying to get some clear air to pass the cars ahead of him. Rob on drums in 9th place. Now 8th, but he's got Cinnamod just half a second behind him. Some very tight battles through the field. Penguino moving up to 10th and Tiger 11th. And Chris Boo, he's had a mistake, it looks like, on this lap. Chris Boo is down at the back of the field, but Illusion leading the race for Mercedes. Thank you everybody that's joining. Look at that left Front tyre. Better, says Insurance Nut. He's now got a Mercedes logo on his chat. Yes. Does Matt see rain? It's an early stop, says Mika. That is what I'm thinking as well, Mika. It's very early for him to stop. But look at Illusion. His front left is completely down. He could maybe do another lap on it on this new setting, but it would be risky. He's got a 9-second lead over those behind him. But where would he feed? Back into the out. So he's going for another lap. And it is starting to set. We know what this game does when it starts to set. The rain starts to come. Victory Rain has got a little bit more tyres. Silent Wolf has now got himself in third because Wolfbane has lost a lot of time in this lap. Wolfbane then trying to get past DeWill. They're fighting each other, and I think Silent Wolf has managed to get himself up into third. So all of a sudden, Mercedes have a 1-3. It was all looking rosy for Jaguar, but now Mercedes are moving up the field. Wolfbane in fourth, but DeWill having a fantastic defence. Sliding all over the place though, because Wolfbane has got the move done. He's come out of the chicane and has got the move on DeWill. He moves up into fourth place, but DeWill has the racing line. Will he be able to get past? Wolfbane has the poor exit. Can DeWill get past on the outside? Yes, he can. These two are fighting so closely between each other. A lot of trust between DeWill and Wolfbane. And DeWill puts himself back into fourth into the BMW. Gasman will be happy to see his man up there in fourth. The man that was on pole position, don't forget. He has pace, but he's currently 20 seconds behind the race leader. On lap number 13, Wolfbane falling back a little bit in his Jaguar into the clutches of Bunnies, who is patiently just moving up the field, keeping himself in the hunt for a high position. This is what Bunnies does though. Bunnies just pursues a good position by being consistent. He was low down in the qualifying, about 11th place I believe, but he is 6th. Wolfbane pitting. So Wolfbane into the pit, so he's the second man to pit here. Speckmere puts himself up into 6th place, and his tyres are looking better than those around him. And so are Cinnamons. Maybe this Jaguar is pretty good on tyres. Matt Psycho is back racing Penguino and Rob on drums, but Matt Psycho has made a pit stop. He's back on the medium tyres. So, based on that, that would be lap number 24. So, Matt's strategy? What is it? Penguino and Rob on drums are fighting tooth and nail, but Matt Psycho is there. Oh, there's a touch between them, and Matt Psycho is in the wall. Oh, it is not going well for Matt Psycho tonight. What has happened to the current champion? He has been on a run of 5 wins in a row, and now he is down in 11th place. He's looking a bit flustered. Wolfbane has had a penalty for the pit entry. It looks Chris Boot there in 13th place in his Mustang. Into the pits though comes Illusion. Illusion lost a lot of time on that lap. He lost about 3 seconds to Victory Rain. Victory Rain into the pits as well, so they are coming in thick and fast. Silent Wolf nearly losing it on the entrance, but DeWill, we've seen DeWill do tyre whispering before. He did a 1-stop at Spa last season. He is the tyre whisperer, and he is leading the race for BMW. Speckmere also putting himself into a strong position in second. Illusion though coming out of the pits, he's filled up with fuel. Matt Psycho then did not fill up with fuel. Victory Rain coming out the pits as well, he's filled up with fuel. A little bit more. Cinnamon moves up into 5th place with the pit stops. That Aston Martin looking very good on its tyres. Tiger hasn't stopped yet, neither has Penguino. Matt Psycho trying to move himself through the field, has jumped Silent Wolf, who was filled up full of fuel. So Silent Wolf doing something slightly different. Bunny's going quite heavy with his fuel as well, so different strategies happening within teams. Wolfbane has got the traffic though. Wolfbane has got traffic of Chris Boo, who's not stopped yet in the Mustang, but will have poor grip coming out of turn number 4. But Wolfbane can't overtake going down into turn 5, or does he? Little do I know, he does overtake Chris Boo. Chris Boo just doesn't have the tyres, I don't think, although, looking at his tyres, they're the best of anyone around. Rob on Drums has just done a stop 2, so Rob on Drums coming out in his Jaguar, but leading the field and doing another lap is DeWill. DeWill coming through. What does Speckmere do? So Speckmere comes into the pits. He is in. Matt Psycho came in very early then. In comparison to those around, Illusion in second place. Going through turn number 1. So Illusion is 8 seconds down on DeWill, but DeWill has not stopped yet. So let's see what DeWill can do on these tyres. Victory Rain in third. Cinnamod still not stopping either. He's up into fourth. Matt Psycho has stopped, finds himself in 5th place, but on a different strategy to everybody else, because you can see he has got less than half a tank of fuel compared to Silent Wolf, who's nearly got a full tank in his Mercedes. So different strategies are happening. Bunny's there in 7th. I think Matt is doing a 4-stop on low fuel. That is what he was doing in the previous seasons, and I think he's doing it again. We saw him deploy that a couple of times last season and had the pace to win. He does have the pace to win here, but he's had bad luck and traffic this race. Wolfbane currently in 8th place, seeing what he can do. He's got Chris Boo behind him. Speckmere coming out in 10th place then in his Aston Martin. Rob on Drums in 11th, Tiger there in 12th, and 13th place is Penguino after their stops. They drop down. So Penguino pushing. His lap times are really good in comparison to everyone else as well, so it is very tight. Sarlacc in the chat saying hello guys. Hello Sarlacc. We've missed an eventful race so far. 17 laps already here at Dragon Trail, and leading the race is DeWill, the man who got pole position. Sorry I couldn't make it, says Sarlacc. I was at Salon Prav today, and good luck to Team Mustang. Well, currently the luck is all bad for Mustang. Illusion there in 2nd place is the virtual race leader, as DeWill has not stopped yet, but Illusion is leading this race virtually. Victory Rain in 3rd place currently. Matt Psycho up in 4th, but Matt Psycho is doing a different strategy. He has had an incident-packed race though. Something happens into turn 1, and he's had a couple of clashes whilst racing other drivers as well. So he's down in 4th, but knowing Matt Psycho, he can pull something out of the bag. Silent Wolf there in 5th place. 4 seconds behind Matt Psycho, full of fuel though, in his Mercedes. He's got his teammate chasing him down. His teammate's been there all race. Bunnies has kept Silent Wolf honest throughout this race, which, as we've said before, this Mercedes team is scary. You've got basically 2nd, 3rd and 4th in the championship from season 1 in the same team. This team can go, and they're proving it. They've got 3 cars in the top 6. Endurance Nut will be sat there, twirling his moustache, drinking a whiskey, and smoking a cigar. On a job well done. Well, I say that, there's still 30 laps to go. Wolfbane there in 7th place, his return as a full-time driver. He's not looking too bad. 8th place, the top 10 here are nose to tail, really. It's nip and tuck. You don't believe the gaps so far, because we've got a lot of drivers on different strategies. Speckmere there in 8th. We've seen him as high as 2nd in this race, as the pit stops have filtered. Rob on Drums up in 9th place now in the Jaguar. Tiger is there in 10th. Cinnamod in 11th. So these Aston Martins not having the best of times as it stands, with Penguino there in 12th. Again, standard in SNL. We've got Chris Boo, who is a race winner multiple race winner in Porsche Cup and Touring Cars, down in 13th place in his Mustang. He's on the hard tyres, the first driver to try the hards. He's trying something new then, and different to those around him, because everybody else is still on their medium tyres. Even the drivers that have softs as an option are not using them, and De Will comes into the pits. Now, De Will is in the BMW. He probably will go for another set of mediums, unless he tries something different and goes for the softs for a short stint. And we'll see when he goes. The tyres are fitted, fuel will be put in. That means that Illusion retakes the lead for Mercedes. As De Will falls down the field now. Victory Lane in second place. 10 seconds behind Illusion. He did close the gap. Illusion has really pushed on again. He's hitting 130.7s compared to Victory Lane's 131.7s. 132.2s. Matt Psycho is setting fast times. In fact, he's got the fastest lap of the race, a 130.6 for Matt Psycho. So he's showing he's got the pace. He's only 16 seconds behind the race leader. So he can pull this off. Yes, he's maybe pitting one more lap stop, but he's lapping a lot quicker than those ahead of him. Silent Wolf there in 4th place in the Mercedes, a 130.7 for him. He's looking strong still. Still looking very strong for Mercedes. 3 cars now in the top 5. With Bunny's up there in 5th place. 131.3 for him. So again, not far off his highly rated teammates of Silent Wolf and Illusion. Bunny's, yes, he may be the 3rd Mercedes car on the track, but he is not slow at all. He's having a great GT7 career. Here's Bunny's. Wolfbane currently in 6th place, has just set a time that's slightly slower actually than Bunny's, ahead of him. Jaguar driver trying to put himself back on the podium. He managed it last season in the Alfa Romeo. Before then though, he was about 4th or 5th on the grid most races in season number 1. De Will there in 7th. So De Will has gone back on the mediums. He's got a full tank of fuel again. So he's possibly doing 36 laps on these mediums and then running 10 laps on the softs, trying to just try and make sure he doesn't have to stop again. It's a lot of tyre management this season in GTE. Inadvertently, tyres were meant to be the same as season number 2, but we've had an update to the game which has increased the tyre wear. And that's what we're seeing here. We're seeing lots of different challenges presented to the drivers. Spetmire there in 8th place, 36 seconds behind the leader, and he's in 8th. Last season, if he was 36 seconds behind the leader, he probably would have been 2nd or 3rd. This season is going to be very tight compared to season 2, where we saw Matt Psycho win every single race. We've got Tiger chasing down Rob on drums. Let's go on board through the twisty section, the triple right hander, should I say. Of turns 11, 12 and 13, going down the back straight and then towards turn number 14. Really could be a double apexed corner as well. It's classed as one corner. Again showing that Jaguar pulls away nicely out of the corners. That is interesting to see. Cinemod chasing down his GT87 teammate, but he's got Penguino giving him pressure in 12th. So Penguino keeping the pressure on. In fact, he could make a move going into turn 2. He thinks better of it though. It's not happening for him right now, but a good exit. I say that he slides out of turn number 4, which will slow him down a little bit, but let's have a look what Tiger can do to Rob on drums. No, it's not close enough right now. Rob on drums in 9th. So the Aston Martins a little bit further down the field. There is Chris Boo in 13th. Again, setting good times, it's just little mistakes are costing drivers, but at the front it's Illusion who set the fastest lap at 1:30.5. He saw Matt Psycho set the fastest lap and said, no, I am going to have that, thank you very much. So the man from Greece, picking up where he left off in season number 1, where he won 3 races in a row. Matt Psycho won 5 in a row in season number 2. Illusion back where he left off in this championship. Victory Reign having a good race, but Matt Psycho is chasing him down, but Matt Psycho is running out of fuel. So Matt Psycho must be pitting. Is he pitting this lap? I would think so. He's currently in 3rd. Trying to move himself up the field with a different strategy. Whether it was planned or whether it was a result of thinking, well, I'm stuck in traffic, I need to do something different. He was down in about 8th place. He was fighting Specmere earlier in the race and made his pit stop then. It has moved him up the field as it stands, but he has to possibly do an extra stop to everybody else. Be hoping that the weather improves, but the weather is looking very nice here at Dragon Trail. The sun is out, there's no sign of rain. We've had cloud cover, so there is dynamic weather happening. So Matt Psycho coming into the pits then. Thank you everyone that's joining us here at Sunday Night League. We are here, GTE at Dragon Trail, and we are currently seeing Illusion leading the race for Mercedes and Endurance Nut. Endurance Nut won the championship in season 1 with his team of Matt Psycho, the driver, his champion, and his Corvette, winning the Constructors' Championship, Team Championship. It was Gasman that won the Team Championship in season 2 with Hyundai, with Matt Psycho again winning the Drivers' Championship. This season, so far, Psycho down in 8th place after his pit stop. We'll see what he has decided to do on his tyres. So everybody else has got a little bit way to go. Silent Wolf has got half a tank of fuel as well, so Silent Wolf is doing something different to those around him. Bunnies might be doing something similar. Wolfbane, light on fuel. He's got DeWill with him, so DeWill is still there chasing down Wolfbane. Specmere there in his Aston Martin, and there is Matt Psycho again on the medium tyres. So he's on his outlap, he's in a nice bit of space, he's got more fuel on this time, it's going longer, so he's really minimising his run on the hard tyres. He's gone back, he hasn't got a full tank of fuel, he's got 3/4 of a tank. So we've seen this car being able possibly to get further in than Matt Psycho pushed it initially. Put 12 laps on those tyres. Could possibly do 13 or 14. Ooh, we've got a fight happening here though. Rob on drums is feeling the pressure from his fellow American. Penguino looking into turn number 14 but cannot get the move done. Rob on drums pushing well. Penguino keeping the battle. With that, they're pulling Cinnamon towards them. So these drivers fighting hard for 10th place. Fighting as hard for 10th as they would be for the win. That's how competitive the championship is this season in GTE, as I say. Tiger, who came 3rd last season, is a reserve driver this. It is really something else. There is Tiger currently in 9th place. He jumps into any car at a moment's notice. He is replacing Cool Duboy, who could not make it here tonight. Rob on drums having to defend into turn 5 hairpin. Penguino sliding the back end. He's got a good run. He won't be able to move anywhere. Let's go on board with Cinnamon for a view of this battle for 10th. Rob on drums actually having a bit of a slow exit. Penguino has to think more of it, but Rob on drums runs wide and drops down to 12th. That was the pressure from Penguino that caused that, but the pressure from Cinnamod might cause Penguino to have a moment coming out of 11, 12, and 13. Penguino pulling Cinnamod along down into turn 14. Penguino keeps the move. Let's go back to the front of the race where we have Illusion leading a 1:31.5 on his last lap, half a second up on Victory Reign. Mika saying, nice to see Cinnamod having a matching suit to the livery. Yes, it's always great to see that. I think a few drivers are using very similar liveries. I say that, and Victory Reign isn't. And neither is Illusion. And neither is Silent Wolf. Neither is Bunnies. Neither is DeWill. Wolfbane is. There we go. Wolfbane's got some Castrol colours on the side of his overalls. Spectre hasn't. Matt Psycho does. Of course Matt Psycho does. Very well prepared Matt. In his Mustang. He's not having the best of times in it. Not in love with the car, it would seem. Mama Sykes watching her boy. He's having a tough race, Mama Sykes, but he will push on. Podium is still on the cards, I think. He's got to push though. Keep the pressure on those that he is racing but isn't able to see them. Penguino is pushing hard. He's still got Cinnamon there. Pat saying just giving people a false sense of security. That is in regards to his driver, Matt Psycho, who is currently in 8th place. But on a different strategy to everybody else. There is Chris Boo on the hards. The only driver on hard so far. He's doing 1:34.3 on his last lap. A 32.7. Shows actually these hards are pretty competitive because Illusion has had a 1:34.1 apparently on his last lap. Yes, he has. Those fronts have gone again. So Illusion is going to have to do another stop very soon. 13 laps into the race. This is about where we'd expect him to do a stop. What will he do? His Mercedes team are running the hard tyres as well as Matt Psycho, who's running hards in his Ford team. Mercedes running hards, but Victory Reign running softs. No, Illusion does not stop this lap. He's going another lap. Victory Reign keep going, I suspect. Pat saying this wasn't the strongest track for the Mustang when I tested the possible cars I was considering for the season. So Pat, expectations are low then at Mustang, despite having the current champion. Maybe an evening of damage limitation. Next week we are at Watkins Glen. It is September the 11th. We are in the state of New York for that. And it will be the first time we will see cars in Sunday Night League going round Watkins Glen. It's an evening race as well. We'll be racing into the darkness as the sun is fading here at Dragon Trail Gardens. Got a few gaps forming now, although top 3 covered by 17.5 seconds. Bunnies has dropped back a little bit to his teammate. He had a 1:35.0 after setting his best lap, and he's got DeWill there for company. DeWill has dropped Wolfbane and has decided he's going to have a little bit of Bunnies for tea. But with DeWill through the S's at the back of the circuit. It's a very tricky place. You can follow a car. You can't really make a move through there. Plus you've got a good drive. Illusion in the pits then. Oh, and DeWill has got past Bunnies. He's managed to get past, has he? Bunnies is still there. Look at the power of the Mercedes. Powering him along. He's going to get back ahead of DeWill, but DeWill goes up the inside of turn number 14. He gets back up into 4th. Does he get past? No, Bunnies is still there. And Bunnies in the Mercedes is going to power himself back up into, well, 4th place, but 3rd now, because they've overtaken the pitting Illusion, who's gone onto the hards. Illusion has gone onto the hards, but we're staying with this battle for third place on the road. De Will going up into turn number 2. Can he make the move stick against Bunnies? Bunnies gives him lots of space, but then they meet each other on the apex. It's a fantastic move by De Will. Brilliant racing there by the 2. De Will gets himself up into third place. For BMW, no contact made, both very respectful, but Bunnies will have a go into the hairpin of turn number 5. Can he use the power of the Mercedes? No, De Will covers him very nicely. He's got to then pull away from the Mercedes because we've seen how powerful that engine is in the Mercedes. Let's go on board with Bunnies through the S. He's a lot more grip, it would seem, to De Will. De Will is running a little bit wider from the apexes, but he's carrying the speed. That is what he needs to do in his BMW. The battle between the German manufacturers is on, and we can see De Will pulling away now in his BMW. And Victory Rain coming into the pits then for Jaguar. The British mark is in. He's in a fight then with Illusion. Illusion on the hard tyres. He's got a full tank of fuel as well. Will Illusion go to the end of the race? Bunny's pitting this lap. De Will puts himself up into second. Victory Rain in the pits on the medium tyres. What does he use then? Coming out of the pits, we will see he's gone on to the mediums. So he's back on the mediums. He will have to use the soft tyres at some point. That Psycho in 5th place as it all starts to settle down. He's got himself ahead of Speckmere. So Speckmere in 6th place, chasing down Matt Psycho. It's just been overtaken by Matt Psycho. His tyres are looking a more worn though on the Aston Martin. Tiger in 7th. He's got Penguino all over the back of him. The American moving himself up the field. It is very difficult to tell where people are going to feed out after the pit stops. Bunnies is in 10th. He's ahead of Wolfbane, but Wolfbane is right behind him. Bunnies is on the hards as well. So Bunnies on the hards, Wolfbane is on the mediums, but Bunnies is on a full tank of fuel compared to Wolfbane's mediums. Silent Wolf is coming into the pits. Silent Wolf in for Mercedes, so De Will regain the lead, but he's only 3 seconds ahead of Illusion, but Illusion is on hard tyres, and De Will is setting better lap times. I say that, and Illusion does a 32.1, which is still slower. So Illusion on the hards. Victory Rain has closed the gap. He's now 5.5 seconds behind Illusion. He's only 1.3 ahead of Matt Psycho. So Matt Psycho, as I said before, the podium is definitely on for him. He's pushing hard. He'll be thinking what could have been. The Mustang definitely looking strong then in the hands of Matt Psycho. He's done a 130.7 on his previous lap. Speckmere still there in 5th place. Tyres are starting to wear down though, but he's still keeping it on the track, still going. He has got the soft tyres to use as well, so we'll see what he decides to do. Silent Wolf on the hard tyres as well, so that is all the Mercedes on hards. So they're going to the end of the race, it would seem. If it stays dry, Tiger will be pitting this lap. He's got Penguino all over the back of him though. Penguino will not stop this lap, I don't think. He's got more fuel in the tank. Just whether he feels comfortable enough on the tyres, or will he use the time in the pit lane to jump. Tiger will follow this battle as they do their pit stops. Cinemod is keeping them honest though. He is in 9th. He's got Wolfbane there in 10th. Behind. Wolfbane's done a stop. These drivers haven't done their second stop yet, and actually Cinemod won't be doing his stop for a long time. We see Penguino and Tiger not pitting. So Tiger going another lap. He's got to save a bit of fuel though, I would say. Penguino there in 8th. has got the fuel. There is Rob on drums in 13th place. He's 1 minute 12 behind the race leader, who is DeWill. DeWill there in first place. As I said, standard in this third season here at SNL is amazing. We've not seen such a close field ever, I don't think. Drivers could be anywhere on this grid from race to race, especially with the way the tyres work as well, and the way that the cars have their own strengths and weaknesses. Got DeWill leading the race. He's going to be leading for a while as well. He's pulling away from Illusion, so Illusion's going to have to think, what do I do here? Do I chase for the win, or are we going to have to see a bit of patience from the man from Greece? I have to say the BMW is doing better than I thought it would. It was on my shortlist, says Mika. It is doing very well in the hands of DeWill. It's a shame we didn't see Speed Hunter. I think they would have been very high up with Speed Hunter there as well. Pinguino is having a good race, despite being 8th. He is having a good race. It's hard to gauge where people are on this grid. Speckmere is in the pits, as is Tiger, and as is Cinemod. So the Aston Martin crew are all having a stop at the same time. There goes Tiger, there is Cinemod. Stop me if you've seen these cars before, because they're all in the pits. All Aston Martins. As Bunny's moved himself up into 8th place. It's 3 seconds behind Wolfbane. Wolfbane on the medium tyres. And here's Jaguar. He's 8 seconds behind Pinguino, but Pinguino hasn't stopped yet. He possibly will stop this lap though. Looking at his right front, it is not looking happy. And they've got the soft tyres to run at some point in this race. Silent Wolf there in 5th place. Matt Psycho in 4th. He's 1 second behind Victory Rain. So Matt Psycho has driven phenomenally well to get himself into this position. He's chasing down Victory Rain, who was in 2nd for the majority of this race. It's almost as if Aston Martin has a strategy, says Mika. It is, isn't it? It's as if there's some sort of teamwork happening in GTE, which it is all about. It's not just about who can win the races, it's about who can get the best result for their team. But DeWill is playing himself into contention here. Pinguino coming into the pits then for BMW on lap number 32. Done very well to get these medium tyres as far as he's gone. He won't be able to get the softs on for his next run, so he'll be doing another stop, I would think. That Psycho then keeping the pressure on Victory Rain. Victory Rain has got Illusion ahead of him as well. Illusion, I think, has made a mistake. They are very tight together now. Matt Psycho will be looking at this and thinking, well, this is encouraging. This is very encouraging for the race. He's got the race leaders ahead of him, virtual race leaders. Yes, he's on a different strategy, but he's played himself into a very good position. With 2 yellow bannered cars ahead. In fact, we've got the yellow bannered 1, 2, 3. He's made a mistake. He is human after all, says Pat. I think that's in relation to Illusion, who has got the pressure now of fighting Victory Rain. Let's go on board then with Victory Rain going into turn number 1. You can see how tricky this is. You have to lift off, featherly throttle, and you can see how tricky that corner is, especially following another car, as you have got a Mustang chasing down behind you. Oh, Illusion's made a mistake. He's made a very poor exit. This could be Victory Rain's chance. He has got the chance of going up the inside. He is marginally ahead, going down in towards turn number 5 at the hairpin. Will Matt Psycho in the Mustang behind give an opportunity? Victory Rain takes in 2nd place. Matt Psycho looking at Illusion but can't get past the Greek man in the Mercedes, Matt Psycho just getting balked a little bit through the S's due to the speed difference between the two cars. But will Matt Psycho use his better tyres to get past Illusion? Better tyres in terms of compound, but he's needing to pit in the next lap or so. What will he do? He's tucked up behind Illusion. Illusion on the hard tyres, Matt Psycho on the mediums, but in a lighter car. You can see gravel on the outside of turn number 14 as the race. It's probably marbles actually. And there we go, Illusion pitting. Illusion has decided he's had enough of the hard tyres. He's going to come into the pits and put mediums on. Matt Psycho, all of a sudden, will be thinking this race is for the win. Because Victory Reign, Matt Psycho, they all have to stop again. And Illusion has just made a stop himself back onto the medium tyres. He's not filled up with fuel. So he's decided to change his strategy up. He's gone to a different strategy. Silent Wolf is still on the hards. Will he react to his teammate pitting? Because they will be thinking, what can they do? We've got DeWill, though, leading this race. I suspect he'll go another lap, although that right front again looking quite worn. So BMW leading the race, but the race really is anybody's. Victory Reign all of a sudden has got himself into a position where he could win this race. It's the same for Matt Psycho. From nowhere, Matt Psycho can win this race. And he's had such an awful race in terms of incidents. In he comes. In third place, Mama Sykes will be looking at this thinking, this is what my boy does. He plays the long game. He knows what he's doing in terms of strategy. Silent Wolf does not stop. His teammate Illusion has just stopped and is on the medium tyre, so he will be faster than Silent Wolf. Will we see team orders deployed at Mercedes? Matt Psycho in the pits. Wolfbane in 6th will jump Matt Psycho, but Wolfbane will have to stop. Matt Psycho coming out on the hard tyres. Matt Psycho on the hards. Now, will he run 11 laps on those hards, or will he decide to get rid of them? This is going to be the decision that could win him the race. And think where we were on lap number 1, with him pointing the wrong way after turn number 1. He's got a chance to attack Wolfbane. This is going to be critical if he can get past the Jaguar. Ford cannot. Bunnies in 7th place, still on the hards. What do you do if you're Bunnies? Do you do what? Looks like Matt has fueled to the end, says Mika. Yes, but that's what Illusion had done as well, and he changed his strategy. DeWill is in the pits, so DeWill is in. He drops down into 2nd place, but Victory Reign has not stopped yet. He has not used the soft tyres, and he will need to. So Victory Reign is looking at this. He's leading the race. 11 laps including the one they're on, and DeWill gets his soft tyres on the car. We will see now what the pace is like in that BMW on the softs. He has played himself into a very good position because he's 1 second behind Silent Wolf, and Silent Wolf is on hards. So the two Mercedes in front of DeWill are on worse tyres. Mediums for Illusions, hards for Silent Wolf. DeWill could win this race for BMW. In fact, we could see 4 or 5 drivers win this race. It's that close. The lights have been turned on DeWill's car. hitting that point in the race where it's starting to get dark here at Dragon Trail Gardens. Illusion leading on the road, but is he? Because Victory Rain is 15.5 seconds ahead. He's lacking slightly slower now than Illusion, so Illusion pitted for medium tyres, but Victory Rain will be putting soft tyres on. Pat in the chat saying 4 of 5, maybe 6 can win this race. Yes, come on Matt, says Mama Sykes. There she is in the chat, cheering on her boy. He's currently in 6th place, but that is not where we expect him to finish. We have got Silent Wolf in 3rd place, under pressure from DeWill. DeWill has got to get past Silent Wolf. This is key for his chances of victory here today. He's got the opportunity. No, he can't make it into turn number 2, but Silent Wolf has a slide. He has a moment. There's a bit of a touch going through 3-4. It's hard to tell where he is, but DeWill has got a good exit using those soft tyres. He's going to put the pressure on the Mercedes. We see the Mercedes have good power, though, going down the straights. What can DeWill do? He looks, he jinks, but no, he cannot make the move into turn number 5. But can he make the move on the exit? Can he do it? Yes, he does. He powers out of the hairpin, and he gets the move done. But does he? Because Silent Wolf is still there. Silent Wolf has gone off the circuit, though. And Silent Wolf sliding his car. How is he keeping that car pointing the right way? DeWill puts himself into 3rd place, and he's chasing down Illusion, who's on medium tyres. This is the battle for the win between these two drivers. Victory Rain could put himself into that position, though. He will do a short stop for soft tyres at some point. Coming ahead, he does have to stop for those tyres. DeWill in 3rd, 4th is Silent Wolf, 5th is Wolfbane, and Wolfbane again will have to do a stop. Matt Psycho 31 seconds down on the race leader, but he's on hards. Will he have a chance? He's about 10 seconds down on the battle with Silent Wolf. Oh, we've got Bunnies and Tiger having a great fight. So Bunny's just losing out to Tiger. Tiger on the soft tyres now. It's as if they had a plan, and this plan is working for Aston Martin. Bunnies has lost the position to Tiger on those hard tyres. That right front actually of Bunnies is looking pretty warm, but so is Specniers. I don't think these softs on the Astons are going to last very long. There is Cinemod also on the softs. Penguino on softs too. So we're seeing the soft tyres wearing down pretty quick. There is Chris Boo back on the medium tyres. He's fighting with Rob on drums. They're still very close together. You see the sun setting behind Rob on drums. His teammate leading the race. Victory Rain, his debut in the Sunday Night League. His debut obviously then in GTE as well. In the Jaguar. 15 seconds ahead of Illusion on the same tyres. He is setting roughly the same, but Illusion setting a purple sectors. Will Illusion set the fastest lap of the race? To beat his own fastest lap so far in the race? Yes, he does by 4 thousandths of a second. He is pushing hard. He's pushed a gap a little bit away from DeWill, although DeWill has just set a 129.7, so scrap that about gap. DeWill has almost gone 8 tenths of a second quicker than Illusion. He will be on the back of Illusion then in 2 and a bit laps at that pace. Silent Wolf is in 4th place in his Mercedes. He's dropping a little bit away from the race for 1st. Wolfbane there in 5th. He's got Matt Psycho for company. We've seen these two fight before in the Sunday Night League. They're fighting again. Thank you everybody that is watching this climax to the round number 1 of the Sunday Night League. It is anybody's race. The top 5 are covered by, well, the top 6 are covered by 32 seconds, which is fantastic to see after a season of domination in season number 2 by Matt Psycho. He is currently down in 6th place, but he is on hards whilst drivers around him have to stop. Wolfbane has to stop in front of him. And we've got Victory Rain also having to stop. Victory Rain will be pitting and doing a short stop where will he feed out after that stop? Illusion has got De Will all over the back of him. De Will has not won a race in the Sunday Night League. He won the GT class in the Nürburgring 24 hours. He's not won a race overall before. He's currently 1.5 seconds behind the Mercedes of Illusions. It's Mercedes versus BMW, probably for the win, but this Jaguar is still leading the race. His left front is looking a bit more worn though, as we've seen Wolfbane pitting in his Jaguar, so we will see him pit now for soft tyres. It's a last gasp run. We've got Tiger in as well, Speckmere coming in, and Cinnamod. It's like the Aston Martins are on a strategy. Bunnies gets himself up into 6th place now, back into the top 6 for Bunnies. Those hard tyres looking very good on his car. Penguino does not jump. Yes, he does. He jumps up into 7th place, but those softs are looking very worn out. The BMW driver struggling to keep Wolfbane on his tail, off his tail, sorry, for the final few laps. Wolfbane on softs, Speckmere back on softs, so is Cinnamon and Tiger too, so they're going to be setting very fast times. Chris Boo is there in 12th. Rob on drums is coming into the pits. He'll be pitting for soft tyres, I would expect. And his teammate is coming in as well, so he'll be pitting for softs. There is Illusion, but Illusion has got De Will all over the back of him. This is the fight then for the victory here at the Sunday Night League. We have got 6 laps left here at Track and Trail. We have, oh no, that's, I've done a James Allen there. That is Rob on drums. I thought that was Victory Rain coming out to take the lead, but Illusion has got De Will all over the back of him. The BMW driver is putting the pressure on. That Jaguar is not Victory Rain. Victory Rain is 7 seconds behind. This battle for the lead. Illusion has got a good exit though, out of the chicane. De Will though is keeping the pressure on the man from Greece. Let's go on board with the Frenchman. I thought for a brief second we had all 3 cars within a second of each other. The car behind is Rob on drums in the other Jaguar. De Will putting the pressure on the Mercedes. It is tension, that's very much tension. We go off board because Illusion has made a mistake, the triple right-hander. De Will does not have the opportunity round the outside, but he will have a chance going down into turn number 14. The BMW all over the back of the Mercedes. The Mercedes defending like mad. Illusion leading, looking behind him. He knows that De Will is there. He knows De Will is on the faster tyre, but he knows as well if he can hold De Will up, De Will's tyres will burn out. De Will's got a little bit of damage on the front end of his car. Is that from a small touch from Illusion? He's back on the back though. He's back in the groove. You can see there is Victory Rain just behind in 3rd place. He's got Silent Wolf chasing him down. Illusion using all of the curb and a little bit more to defend his position here at the front of the race. He's got 5 laps to hold on to De Will. Will he do it? It's looking very doubtful, but he's doing the best he can. He dives up the inside. He's going to keep a tight line on this run down to the hairpin. In fact, he's pulled away a little bit. That Mercedes so powerful in a straight line compared to the BMW then. The BMW quicker through the corners. We can see there Penguino pitting the fellow BMW. His teammate fighting for the lead. Penguino dropping down out of the top 8, probably down into 9th place overall. But we're staying with this battle for the lead. Illusion sliding the Mercedes. De Will is pushing hard. Illusion is feeling the pressure. Can he keep this up? He's got De Will all over the back of him. De Will then has a good run out of the triple right-hander. He looks down into turn 14, but Illusion showing him around the outside. But De Will, no, De Will got ahead, but not quite ahead enough. But then there's a slide from Illusion. We're on board with De Will, the Frenchman, putting all the pressure on Illusion. Going down towards turn number 1. He won't be able to make a move here, but he's going to have to set himself. I say he's not going to make a move. They've touched! They've touched! Oh! De Will might need to give that place back. That looks very much like an advantage by contact. There was a touch and that caused Illusion to slide. It would be up to the stewards though. If I was De Will, I was going to say I think the lead is going to come down to tyres, says Mika. Well, it might do. But De Will there, taking the lead. But did he take it legally? That will be possibly a question for the stewards. Victory Reign is still there. He's only 4 seconds behind. Those two were fighting so hard, they slowed each other up. Victory Reign is not out of this race. The top three then will be fighting for the victory. De Will leading on the road. But was it advantage by contact? I do not know. Illusion will possibly think it was. It's falling into the clutches of Victory Reign. Victory Reign on the soft tyres, the mediums of De Will. Illusion starting to fade. A 32.3 for him, 30.2 for Victory Reign. It's 2 seconds is the gap. Victory Reign will be on the back of De Will very shortly. There's 3 laps left here at the Sunday Night League, round number 1 of GTE Championship. It's all to play for. Silent Wolf is in 4th place, Matt Psycho in 5th. Again, given how this race has gone, he'll look at that gap to the leader and think, right, we're in this championship. Bunny's in 6th place. 7th is Wolfbane. He's pushing hard, he's got to catch. Bunny's up, let's see, 30.6 compared to a 33.8. He will catch. Bunny's on this lap with Wolfbane. Specmere also catching up quickly. These Astons looking quick at the end of the race. Penguino down in 11th place now. Chris Boo is 12th with Rob on drums in 13th place, but De Will leading the race. He's 3 seconds down the road from Illusion, but Illusion has got the pressure now of Victory Reign. Victory Reign will be putting the pressure on Illusion. This potentially could be a win. We do not know what the scenario is at the front of this race, but Reign putting the pressure on Illusion. Illusion already has lost the position. Reign puts in the fastest lap as well as a 1:29.7. There is not much Illusion will be able to do with this. It's 2 laps left of this race here at Dragon Trail Gardens, and we do not know the finishing positions of the top 3. Illusion is getting all of the pressure. What can Victory Reign do? Victory Reign has got the exit. He's got the position over Illusion. He's got the position on circuit as well. He puts himself up into 2nd, but Illusion will be going for the move. No, he cannot make the move into turn number 5. Victory Reign takes the lead, and you can see up ahead of him is De Will. De Will is lapping a little bit slower, but has he got enough in the tyres? Look at those tyres, they are worn out. As Mika said earlier, it could be a battle about who can stay on the track with the tyres. Victory Reign, 3 seconds, he could close that gap up. Illusion, fuel is flashing. Silent Wolf there in 4th place, Matt Psycho in 5th. Setting 1:31.4s on the hards. That is not a bad time at all in the Mustang. Wolfbane there in 6th, has got Specmere all over the back of him. Specmere has got fuel to spare in those Astons, unless they're very thirsty boys, because they've all got very similar fuel loads. Penguino there in 10th place. He's made a position on Bunny's. Bunny's running out of fuel and also tyres. Those hards on a long stint, maybe not the place to go. But De Will into the final lap has got a 3-second lead over Victory Reign. Can he hold on to take victory here at Dragon Trail? He is leading here. He's got very little left on that right front tyre. Going down the hill towards turn number 5. You can see the top 3 all in the same shot. De Will leads the race with Victory Reign in second, Illusion there in third. Silent Wolf only 13.5 seconds down the road, with Matt Psycho only 3.5 seconds behind him. It's only 22 seconds between the top 5 in this race. De Will has barely any fuel left. He is losing time to Victory Reign. He has got to be very careful. Coming through the triple right-hander. And down the back straight for the final time comes De Will. The Frenchman has one corner left. And through the final corner. It is going to be a win for CRL De Will. The Frenchman winning for BMW. Victory Reign in second place. Illusion in third for Mercedes. Fourth place looks like it's going to be for Silent Wolf, who slides his car out of the final corner. He's been sliding that Mercedes all race long. Here he goes. Fourth place for Silent Wolf. Fifth place for Matt Psycho. Given what has happened in this race, I wonder if he'll be happy. Sixth place is going to be Wolfbane, but he's got the pressure of the Aston Martin crew right behind him. 7th, 8th and 9th, I think, are all Aston Martins, and they're all very close together. Wolfbane going to finish in 6th place then for Jaguar. 7th is Specmere, 8th is Cinemod, and 10th is Tiger. 10th place is Penguino. In the other BMW, 11th place is Bunnies. That hard strategy really not helping at that 45 or 49.1 for him. Something went wrong there for him. Chris Boo is going to finish in 12th place for Ford in the Mustang. And Rob on drums finished in 13th place for Jaguar. But it was a win on the road for CRL De Will. What a fantastic result. And what a fantastic race. De Will winning, the pole position man, winning round number 1 here for BMW. Fantastic result for him. Thank you everybody that has joined us tonight and enjoyed the racing. If you've enjoyed the racing, give us a like, share, subscribe. The fantastic action here at Dragon Trail Gardens. We will be back for round number 2 at Watkins Glen at 8 o'clock next Sunday night. If it was anything like this race, join us for that. Mika saying that was Manas. Super racing, guys. Love SNL. Thank you, Jam, says Mama Sykes. Thank you very much, everybody that watches these. It is fantastic. We are here every Sunday night, and we have racing just like that. Join us next week for round number 2. Enjoy your evening. Good night.